So talking about trading with Connix, I saw this on the dashboard. If I turn off the order blocks, you can see we've still got a tiny bit of a fair value gap here and inside of an order block. So I took a short, the last break of structures to the downside, pulled back to the VWAP and the order block and the fair value gap. So I've taken an entry here. It's a bit risky at this time of day. Gone low risk with take profit down to this previous low here. I'll probably time that up to that close point there. Yeah, so let's see how that plays out. So all I did was I pulled the dashboard up and I could see I had an FVG touch and a VWAP touch. Let's see if we can find something else. So if you look for a touch, broken, let's look on the M15. Touch, no, nothing. M1, touch. Could be a nice way of finding a trade. These are the Fibonacci golden zones as well. They're quite nice. Got a touch there. And let's go to M15. Touch, broken. Let's have a look at these broken ones. So these aren't bad as well. You can see we had a last break of structure, then we come back into the order block, and we've touched the order block here. So we created this order block, but we broke it. So whether we just tap and go again, I'm not sure. We spent most of the day underneath it as well. So yeah, a bit unsure about this one. So I'll probably leave that. Let's have a look at the FVGs on their own. There's no FVGs there at the moment. Only the one above price. But we're in what we call a breaker block now because it's broken. Price went above, came back down, tested it and broke it, closed beneath it. So it should touch and continue to the downside is the idea. So another thing you can do is you can look for something like touch of VWAP and Fibonacci zones. So let's take a look over here. You see that we're touched on the fib zone, and we've also on the VWAP as well on the daily. So price has pulled back into our Fibonacci zone, and now the previous break of structure to the upside, and can either continue back up to probably this order block, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah, but the Fibonacci is a nice tool. You can also set it on the previous swing if you wanted. if the current swing hasn't formed enough. So generally we're looking to trade more than one confluence, right? So let's have another look at something. Let's find a VWAP touch. Okay, so if we look at CAD JPY on the 1 hour, turn off the Fibonacci, we can see that we're touching the VWAP. Our last change of character to the upside, break of structure was there, and that's holding. Previous lows before that were down here and here. So we could potentially still see a pullback to here. I just wondered if we had any support and resistance around or before. So we've got some kind of H1 and H4 supports here. So maybe price could pull back down here or something. Like hit to here maybe, or here. Before maybe continuing up. That's my thoughts on that. However, this one down here is probably the one where we're going to push down to, because it's got FVG and order block together. So there'll be more liquidity here. So they're probably going to push down here towards the origin of the move, and then do something like that. Maybe we would put an entry around here, target these highs with our stop below maybe. Something like that. And then we could get probably a decent risk to reward ratio. So that's another way you can use Connix, set limit orders. So we can see we had a change of character here. Price took out this high here, and then price has tapped into this fair value gap here. It's left very little of it left. So we may well continue up from here. Whether we'll, this was obviously a little bit bigger before, I think, before this candle. And now that's all what's left. Maybe it'll pull back into there, who knows. We're in the order block as well, so I think it has already touched that. So this video has turned out to be a little bit back to front, talking about how you can trade with it, different ideas for trading with Connix. In a little while I'll get back to the main features of Connix as well. One other thing I wanted to talk about is if you trade like sessions and highs and lows, especially the London session, obviously the scanner is hugely, the dashboard scanner is very useful. So you're on the 15-minute chart though, and it's 8 AM London time. Got London open, and you just come into the day. You see that price likes to play around at London open with the previous Asian session range. You can mark that with this box here, Asian range. The price pushed back to around the 50% mark and then dropped there beautifully. So if we go to order block history and tested history, so we had a change of character, price came back up and then went and broke structure again to the downside. So yeah, there was a good 25 pip trade there if you'd have taken that one on that liquidity today in the London session. If you don't just trade the London session, you can also have highs and lows of each session. So you can have like New York, London, Asia, and you can see the previous session highs and lows, and how price likes to play with them. Yeah, price often likes to play off of the 50% levels of those, which is quite an interesting topic. Yeah, so that's another nice thing we can do with Connix. Let's throw in some supports and resistances. You can see how those tie into reaction areas as well. FVGs, order blocks. You can put in order block history and the tested order blocks, and you can see how they interacted with the support and resistance levels as well. Yeah, you can have just the current order block, the order block history. These are all just fresh ones, the recent ones, and if you want the ones that have already been mitigated, those ones are under tested history. Also gives you more breaks of structure and changes of character markers. The FVGs are just straight. They're either all or nothing really. Also got the trading ranges here. Previous low over here, high and equilibrium. Premium, discount, equilibrium. Obviously you've got your Fibonacci's, your zigzag if you want to mark out the structure. Asian boxes, just gone over all those. You can also do time frames on the order blocks and stuff, and show different order blocks history and stuff from different time frames. So you can display, for example, the current time frame, a higher time frame, a lower time frame on the current chart. And then you've got these drawing tools here and a delete button. So if I draw a load of stuff on here, and then I want to clean the chart up in one click, I just hit delete and it's done. Okay, let's get into the dashboard. We've got the standard 28 pairs down the left hand side, symbol changer. It's nice and quick to load. This on a VPS, so it's a bit slower. Current time frame you're in, breaker structure, order block, fair value gap, percentage R of range. So obviously the higher part is for selling, below 50% is green for buying. You've got breaker structure, changes of character here, also Fibonacci zones, order block touch alerts, fair value gap touch alerts, engulfing candles as well show here, and then VWAP direction if we're above VWAP or below VWAP, and also if we touch VWAP, and then that's duplicated over in each time frame. If you don't want to have all these time frames, or you just want to trade a few, you can change it here. If you just hover over, you get options for different time frames. So you might want to do H4, H1 daily, then play around for entry on the lower time frames. Or you could just have one column open in the settings. You also get the pop-up alerts to phone and stuff like that, and email, I think. Yeah, and then over on the right hand side you've got the daily range, which is how far the pairs travelled today, and then the ADR of the pair, the average daily range, which helps us to see if price has moved close to the ADR pips, then probably hasn't got much steam left in it. Broken order block is obviously like a breaker block. Breaker structure obviously is the last structure break to the upside or downside. Yeah, so it's a really easy way to find trades, and there's lots of multiple confluences you can stack to build a profitable trading strategy. All of these are customizable. If it's in the market watch, you can add it in. So yeah, if you guys want to purchase it, then you need to send me an email. Obviously this this software is not something I can license via my website, because it's delivered via a file. If you buy it and you want to change account numbers, by all means do. Choose an account that you're not gonna close straight away or that you're gonna have for a while. Makes it easier, and I can add a fair few account numbers for you. And yeah, the price obviously depends on the duration you want to have it for. I normally do it for a minimum of 2 years, but currently for a small fee extra I'm doing it for 5 years. That saves a huge amount of admin for me, and this is a great product. It's taken me probably 2, maybe 3 years all in all to get it to where it is, and I've probably built so many versions. So yeah, I just want you guys to get to use it and be able to enjoy it as much as I do. Thanks for watching the video, and take care.